He's gonna shove it.
Yeah!
He's gonna shove it.
Hey guys!
Shove It Squad, the Hawk has flown back into the building. You thought your night was going well, but I'm here to hit you in the head with a brick. It's been a while, so let's carry on watching some old school TNA, because I'm just dying to find out what old Vince Russo has been up to. And just for a little teaser, I'll tell you that this episode includes one of the worst Ring of the Hawk matches I've ever watched, and another one that was a complete joke. Or should I say 3. I normally review 2 of these back to back, but the Hawk is a busy bird right now, so you have to just make do with one. I'm sorry. Threaten to smack me one in the comments section, see if I care. It's the first episode of 2003, now let's get it on. The show starts out as all good shows should start out, with Mike TNA in the ring looking pissed off. He's also got Jerry Lynn Truth and America's Most Wanted with him. There are 3 old bastards stood around the ringside representing NWA. There's also 2 nerds who Mike TNA refers to as the future of wrestling. What is he, smoking crack? TNA starts shooting on Vince Russo. He brings up David Arquette and Judy Bagwell and blames Russo for the death of WCW. He pleads with the fans and the wrestlers to go against Vince Russo and says we need to get rid of him from wrestling. He sounds like a 2021 fan in the YouTube comments section. This brings Vinny Rue and his faction out. They all suck bar one man. Don't look at his ass, by the way. Russo says he now has entrance music because he's got friends in management and he's allowed to be here, but Mike TNA still doesn't want him here. Russo says he's here to save wrestling because it's at an all-time low. Russo tells James Storm to go back to shoveling shit in Texas, and Chris Harris can go back to modelling male underwear because he's a fruitcake. He then turns his attention to Truth and says he's not even very good at rapping. It's a pretty entertaining shoot interview to be fair, and it gets even better when Russo starts making fun of the 3 old bastards at ringside. One old hag comes into the ring to square up to Russo and it has to be broken up. A big brawl starts and SEX are winning until a wild Slapnuts appears.
Double J!
Jeff Jarrett.
He takes them all out with the Road Warriors. Suddenly 2 cage dancers are being thrown out of a dressing room. Sports Entertainment Extreme walk in and say it's theirs now. Why would they want it? This looks like it's covered in puke. I know this was the early days of TNA, but could this look any more low budget? We start match action tonight with a tag match. It's Kid Cash and Easy Money, who are a very intriguing team. Why they weren't called Cash Money is beyond me. And they're taking on Tony Mamaluke and David Young. There's only one way this is going to go, surely. Kid Cash hits a Hurricanrana to the outside from David Young as Cash and Money work together. They hit a bad looking double team, I'm not even sure what it was meant to be. Back in the ring, Easy hits a spinning heel kick to take out Tony. Cash Money then work together again to hit a DDT on Tony Mamaluke. David Young suddenly appears in the ring to hit a nice power move on Cash. Cash tries to make a comeback, but David Young hits a big time spear. David Young is a wrestler who needs a gimmick more than anyone because David Young the person is boring and pointless, but the wrestler is okay. Kid Cash hits a lovely dive to Tony Mamaluke. He always makes this series watchable. Cash tries to float over but he eats a clothesline. David Young comes back in now and he hits a back breaker on Cash. Cash brings in Money and he slams the 2 jobbers next to each other and then hits them with a standing moonsault. Mamaluke and Cash both miss dives and then Easy Money hits a super kick. He follows up with a frog splash but the pin is broken up. The notorious KID is woken up now and he hits a springing Hurricanrana and a tornado DDT. David Young isn't happy and he hits a sit-out powerbomb. Easy Money comes into the ring and he wants to hit a clothesline, but David Young is waiting for him. Sort of. He tries a spinebuster, but it looks terrible. So they decide to just do it again, and David Young hits a better spinebuster. And it's over. I wasn't expecting that result.
NWA Impact brings you the Smack of the Week. Sponsored by all new Blonde for Men. If you're a brown-haired Potter, put some blonde in it. It makes you look hotter.
And it's this dude, man, Easy Money. He's waiting to come in the ring. He flips over the ring. David Young's waiting for him. Oh, he's sort of catching it with David Young. Oh, he's the cab driver slam. The cab driver slam, man. Oh, he's gonna do it again. He whips him across the ring. David Young, man, he's got a receding hairline. He does the spine buster. This match is over.
That was the NWA TNA Smack of the Week. Sponsored by Blonde Just for Men. Get it? Got it? Shove it.
Looks like Easy Money's push is well and truly over. They're suddenly jumped by Triple X. Elix Skipper hits a nice leg drop. Primetime now has a mic and says TNA didn't know what to do with them and didn't want to pay them. He says the best part about SEX is Triple X. He then proceeds to try and get his catchphrase over, "This is my house," but it never works. Slapnuts runs out and attacks them and says it's all his house. Jarrett challenges all of them to a 3-on-1 gauntlet match. If he wins, they have to bring Russo to him. So if you love Slapnuts, you get to see him in 3 separate matches tonight, and this is the video for you. Goldilocks is backstage with the half-man, half-mold. He asks Chris Harris to get someone on the phone. Jerry Lynn says he's making a stand. He's not letting Russo get away with this. Mold Dog's dad refuses to say who's on the phone. Another match up next. It's Jason Cross, who's built like a young AJ Styles in an X Division title match. The champion is Sonny, Don't Look at My Ass Siaki with Desire. Love his entrance music. Someone needs to do a freestyle over this. It's such a banging beat. Jason Cross wants to be friends with Siaki, but he's not a good friend. Jason Cross is out wrestling him in the early going and he knocks him outside the ring and hits a beautiful dive. Cross wants to hit a springboard, but Desire grabs his leg, which enables Siaki to hit an alley-oop across the ropes. Siaki follows it up with an overhead belly-to-belly into the corner. Cross fights back with a jumping back kick and another flipping dive to the outside of the ring. Cross can't hold the advantage for long because Desire interferes again. The match is going well, but then there's a ref bump. Cross hits a brainbuster and the crossfire from the top. Desire then cheats for the third time and pulls Cross into the corner pole, nutsack first. Siaki rolls him up for the 3. The half-man, half-mold comes out to the ring moaning about what he just saw and he asks to restart the match. Russo appears and says that won't be happening. He says that David Cross isn't in a good enough condition to continue the match. The half-man, half-mold says he seems to be okay. The Nazis then throw him out the ring and the half-man, half-mold says, oh, well, maybe he's not now. He's so laid back about the whole thing, doesn't he care about it? Mold Dog looks like he's going to fight his dad, but Jerry Lynn and the Truth appear and it's turned into a tag match. Moldy doesn't want a proper match and he keeps using a chair. Lynn gets isolated for ages, but he almost gets a sneaky pin on the Nazi boy. SEX tried to hit a double team, which is reversed by Lynn with the DDT. The Truth gets the tag, and the Truth hits the splits into the kicks. He also hits the scissors kick on Mold Dog, and he follows it up by hitting the crack, back and sack. He hits a big dive on Mold Dog, and he clearly has the match won, but a man in a stupid ugly woolen jumper appears, and the match is thrown out. This man is beyond boring Mike Sanders, even his jumper's boring, and he's another poor addition to the SEX group. In a pre-tape backstage segment, Mike TNA is interviewing Paul Bearer. He talks about how good it was in the WWF. This is a nice change. He doesn't want to confirm if he's going to be a manager in TNA. Then he slaps Mike TNA and it ends. America's Most Wanted, James Storm and a Fruitcake are out now and they're challenging for the NWA tag titles against the New Church. AMW keep coming up short, so they jump the Church. Brian Lee is barking at the crowd at ringside. Slash is hitting suplexes on the concrete on the outside. The Church completely destroy him and they have the clear advantage as they come back into the ring. Slash hits a DDT and Brian Lee hits repeated elbow drops. Storm manages to fight back and hits an enziguri and Slash crashes into the referee's nutsack. This temporarily blinds the referee and he misses the tag. It's completely stupid and wacky. Brian Lee is hitting people with the belt on the outside. The New Church try a double suplex which Storm turns around with a double DDT. We saw this in the last match, didn't anyone have a word with them? Harris gets the tag and he's a hawk on fire. Slash tries to throw powder at Harris, but instead he hits his own partner and Harris hits the spear, but it's just a 2 count. James Storm then randomly puts on the sharpshooter and Slash taps out, but Belladonna has the ref distracted, and who wouldn't be with those legs? James Mitchell runs into the ring and he hits James Storm with a spike, but he kicks out of the pin. Brian Lee also cheats, but he can't get the win. Brian Lee then hits a tombstone pile driver, but it's just a 2. He tries it again on Harris, who reverses it. Sort of. He struggles to get him back up whilst carrying big Brian Lee. He hits the pile driver eventually, but luckily it's not the end of the match because it looked terrible. AMW then hit the death sentence on a steel chair and now it's over. AMW have won the belts back. It wasn't very good. Coming up next is one of the most famous matches on this channel. It only has one good thing going for it. The entrance music. Or should I be more specific? Kurt Hennig's entrance music. He grabs a microphone, but all he has to do is take pot shots at Brock Lesnar.
At 249 pounds, Kurt Hennig. I got a saying in the wrestling business, and it goes like this. Paying your dues in the wrestling business, $141 million. Being the greatest athlete in sports entertainment, another $67 million. Taking down Brock Lesnar at 35,000 feet, priceless.
We've watched this bad match before, but this is his final match in wrestling, so here it is again. He's jumped by his opponent tonight, David Flair, but he misses. This is an axe handle on a pole match, and Hennig works out pretty quickly that it's much too high for him to reach. Flair hits a flapjack and he slowly moves towards the turnbuckle, but Hennig hits him off with an electric chair drop without warning. Hennig again cannot reach the pole because it's too high, so he sends a skinny nerd to go and get it for him. The nerd retrieves the axe pole, then Hennig shoves the nerd out of the ring and the bell starts ringing. Mike TNA says that Hennig's been disqualified, but then the win is awarded to him anyway. Flair jumps him again and then it's over. Why was this even an axe handle on a pole match? Apart from the link of Hennig's dad, what did this have to do with axe handles? It wasn't even a part of the match. Did anyone get their ugly noses chopped off? No. The axe didn't come into it. What a shocking way for a legend to go out. He couldn't even climb the pole. Way to go and make Curt Hennig look stupid, TNA. Desire is backstage, threatening Goldilocks for trying to interview the SEX members. Desire says that it's her turf and tells her to stay away. She yanks Goldie to the floor. Athena, the ring girl, then randomly jumps Desire. Not sure what to say. Back at the commentary desk, Mike Sanders is screaming that Mike TNA is a piece of shit. He says that next week he'll let him have a one-on-one sit-down interview with Russo. Chris Daniels is out now and Slapnuts will be running the gauntlet against the 3 XXX members. Jarrett doesn't do very well against Daniels and he gets beaten up for a couple of minutes. He eventually puts the figure 4 on, but Daniels instantly reverses the pressure. Chris Daniels gets a 2 count on a leg drop whilst the commentary team talk about what a courageous man Slapnuts is. Daniels then misses the BME and Jeff Jarrett hits the stroke to beat Daniels in about 5 minutes. Elix Skipper then immediately hits the ring for his match against Jeff. Skipper hits a handstand in the corner and then crashes down on Jeff. Elix Skipper then takes Jarrett to the outside of the ring because every Jeff Jarrett match must have crowd brawling. Skipper puts on a sleeper hold for several minutes, but Skipper can't make him pass out. Jarrett then makes it back to his feet, but Skipper hits him with a released German suplex. Chris Daniels then randomly appears on the apron, despite his brother winning, and he crashes into his XXX brother to knock him out. Jarrett covers Skipper for the 3. This one was even shorter. Now Low Key is here. All 3 of these matches have been boring and short. I have to say, Slappy works much better as a heel, and obviously the XXX guys work better as faces. Low Key has his dragon submission on for ages, but again Slappy refuses to tap out and gets his foot on the rope. The crowd are all chanting Low Key, but they shouldn't be. He tries to put on Jeff's figure 4 and gets kicked in the skull. Eventually Jeff no-sells Low Key's kick and smacks him in the nutsack whilst the ref is distracted. He makes the cover, but the pin is broken up. The match is then thrown out, so Jeff essentially beat 3 men tonight. There's a big brawl after the match and the Road Warriors appear again like last week. The Road Warriors hit the Doomsday device. AJ Styles also appears and he starts beating on all the good guys. He hits the Stars Clash on Slappy. He also hits the Spiral Tap on him. Russo appears and thanks him, but AJ isn't interested in Russo. He's just interested in a title shot against Jarrett. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, suddenly debuts and he beats everyone up with elbows. Jeff Jarrett is set up on a table, but then the show goes off the air, so no idea if he went through it or not. That's it for now. Just a quick video this week because I'm busy. There's no need to get pissy.
Hey, it's John Bad Johnson. I hope you're all enjoying the video. If you're in a 10-year loan with credit card debt, do yourself a favour. Save some money for free with SaveWithJohnBad.com. I like birds, specifically hawks. Now what say you? If you're in too much debt to afford a bird table, I can build you one for free without doing anything to your credit card debt. Go into your trash right now, get your recycling, get some cardboard from Walmart. Get it. What you want to do is get all your cardboard and sprinkle it all over your washing line to build a platform. Make sure you use enough. Go to your local Goodwill if you need some cardboard. Get some scotch tape and join it all together. And voila! One bird table. Cover it with bread and seeds and watch the feathers fly. It sure feels good to save money. Now what say you? If you want to find more ways to save money, check out SaveWithJohnBad.com. It's not a matter if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. It's SaveWithJohnBad.com.